In this video, let's take a glance and a quick comparison of all the EMP ships that are currently in-game. And in later videos, we are going to test them in detail one by one. So currently, among all the flyable ships in Star Citizen, there are total 6 EMP ships. Well, technically, one cannot be categorized as a ship because it is a ground vehicle, the Cyclone AA. So total, we have 5 ships: the Avenger Warlock, Anvil Hawk, Sabre Raven, Vanguard Sentinel, as well as the Scorpius Antares, plus the Cyclone AA. And some people may say that the RSM Mantis as well as the Guardian QI are also EMP ships, but they are not. They are quantum interdiction ships. They prevent ships from doing quantum jumping or pull ships out of a quantum jump, but they do not do any EMP damage. They do not disable ships. So the main job of an EMP ship is to effectively disable enemy ships with the electromagnetic pulse. Now, let's take an overview and a quick comparison of all these 6 EMP ships as well as vehicles. Let's see which can do this job more effectively than others. First of all, let's take a look at how to use the EMP properly. Because of the current power management system, you would have to turn on your EMP generator manually. So the symbol looks like this. It says EMP. In SCM mode, turn the EMP generator on. And then you also need to assign the EMP to a proper weapon group. This is a Sabre Raven. Sabre Raven has 2 EMP generators, which we're going to take a look at in detail later. We must assign them to a proper weapon group. I think weapon group 1 and 2 we cannot assign, so weapon group number 3. Now I am adjusting to the proper weapons group. And also, by default, you always have the EMPs set to weapon group number 5. Even though the number says number 4 EMPs, but it's actually weapon group 5 because it starts with weapon group 0. So 0 is 1, 1 is 2, 2 is 3, and 4 is 5. So that's weapon group 5. By default, your number key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is controlling the specific weapon group. So you just need to press number 5 to go to weapon group number 5, which is EMP. Now all you need to do is to hit trigger once. You can see my EMP is charging, and looks like I only have 1 EMP generator charging. Let me take a look. You know what? I made a mistake here. So you have 2 EMPs here. So I need to turn this one on as well. So turn that one on and then click the left mouse button. But right now, if I click the left mouse button, I would be releasing the first EMP. So click left. And the first one released. And second one is charging. This might be a good way to continuously fire your EMP. So turn one on, one is fully charged. Turn the second one on, and simply hit the trigger. And one is released and the second one is charging. Very nice. Well, this is the trick that I just found out by accident. Now, trigger button, fire one, second one is charging. Now, what you need to know is what we are going to be discussing in this video is that each different EMP generator has a different charge time as well as a different cooldown time. So when you hit the trigger button, one EMP generator starts charging. It takes a certain amount of time for it to fully charge. Once it's fully charged, hit trigger to release it. And then that EMP generator entered into a cooldown state. It will also take a certain amount of time for it to cool down, and each ship has a different cooldown time. Once an EMP generator is charged, it can hold for a certain amount of time. There is no indication for how long it can hold, but it can hold for quite a long time. Right now we are in SCM mode, but look at this. If I go to navigation mode, your EMP is still on. I don't know if this is intended or this is the bug, but as long as you have power to the EMP generator here, even in navigation mode, you can still have your EMP on. So let's do a quantum jump. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Oh wow, even in quantum mode, we still have the EMP generator on. That's nice. So basically, you can charge your EMP on Herson and fly all the way to Terminus, and then release the EMP to hit the enemy. I don't know if it can go through the jump tunnel or not, but would be interesting to try. But you definitely can leave the EMP generator on and do a quantum jump. Wow. All right, getting out of quantum and release. Oh, you cannot release it in navigation mode. You would have to go to SCM mode to release the EMP. Very nice. Now let's do a quick comparison of all the EMP ships and vehicles. Start with the Avenger Warlock. The Avenger Warlock has only one EMP generator, and it can do 2,750 EMP damage. The charge time is 20 seconds, and the cooldown time is 22 seconds. And the damage radius is 750 meters. Now, speaking of this damage radius, you need to also counteract the desync or the lag for a server. If you're attacking enemy, you thought that you are really close to the enemy and you release the EMP within range. However, the enemy might already desynced out of the damage radius. This has happened to me in real combat a couple times. So you need to be aware of the damage radius for your specific EMP, and then you might need to release it earlier than you thought. Also, when you are considering using an EMP ship, you must not only considering the EMP specs, you must also consider the ship itself, because it is the ship that supports the EMP, carries the EMP to the battlefield. So the Avenger Warlock is an interceptor. It's quite fast. The SCM speed is 260 meters per second. An SCM speed boost forward can reach 610 meters per second. And the maneuverability, pitch, yaw, and roll 53, 49, and 180 degrees per second. Hull HP 11,900, and it also has a hard point of 1 size 4 and 2 size 3. The maximum, the best stealth range, minimum detection range is 2 kilometers. So you definitely can do stealth EMP warfare. Next ship is the Anvil Hawk. 1 EMP generator. EMP damage 2,475. The charge time is only 12 seconds, and cooldown time is also 12 seconds. And the Anvil Hawk has the shortest charge and cooldown time among all the EMP ships. The EMP damage radius is 750 meters. The Anvil Hawk is a light fighter, but it has a slower speed than the Avenger Warlock. SCM speed 222. SCM boost speed forward 490. Maneuverability 65, 48, and 178. Hull HP 11,200. It has 4 size 2 hardpoints and 2 size 1 hardpoints. But the maximum stealth range for the Hawk is 3 kilometers. And of course, the stealth range also depends on the radar of the enemy ship. The smaller the size of the radar, the better stealth advantage that you have. The third ship is the Sabre Raven, and the Sabre Raven is the only ship that has 2 EMP generators. Each EMP generator can do 2,750 damage. If you're releasing them together, it can do 5,500 EMP damage. The charge time is 15 seconds. It's a little bit long than the Hawk, but the cooldown time is really short, 12 seconds. However, the damage radius is the smallest among all EMP ships, only 600 meters. But the Raven is also a fast ship, SCM speed 240 meters per second. SCM boost speed forward can reach 600 meters per second. Maneuverability has been buffed in this patch. Pitch, yaw, and roll 62, 43, and 160 degrees per second. Hull HP is 12,500. It also has 2 size 3 hardpoints. These 2 size 3 hardpoints are important because if you're doing a solo EMP combat, you want to put some laser cannons or laser repeaters because the most effective EMP warfare is to take down the enemy shield first and then use a EMP. If you just use a EMP on the enemy shield, it will be less effective. So you need those hardpoints. You need to take down the enemy shield before releasing EMP. And the Sabre Raven maximum stealth range is 1.9 kilometers. Of course, it also depends on the enemy radar. The fourth ship is a Vanguard Sentinel. Sentinel is a heavy fighter. The speed and maneuverability is at a disadvantage compared with the light fighters. So SCM speed is only 210 meters per second. SCM boost speed forward 458 meters per second. Maneuverability is 44, 39, and 126. But the hull HP is much better, 48,140. It has 1 size 5 hardpoints and 4 size 2 bespoke hardpoints. It also has a turret with 2 size 2 guns. But the stealth range, the best we can do is around 4.6 kilometers. And the EMP generator is more powerful. It can do 3,300 damage. It has only 1 EMP generator. However, the charge time is much longer, 26 seconds. And the cooldown time is even longer, 40 seconds. But the damage radius is 900 meters. The last EMP ship is a Scorpius Antares. Scorpius Antares is also a heavy fighter. SCM speed 230 meters per second. SCM boost speed forward 590 meters per second. Maneuverability 42, 34, and 145 degrees per second. And the hull HP 43,700. And it has 4 size 3 hardpoints. And the best stealth range is around 3.2 kilometers. This ship has only 1 EMP generator, but it requires an extra person sit on the turret seat to hit the EMP trigger. But it has the best EMP generator among all other EMP ships. The damage it can do is 3,300. And the charge time is relatively shorter than the Sentinel, 22 seconds and 16 seconds for cooldown. The EMP damage radius is 1,100 meters. But again, you have to put an extra person on the turret seat in order to use this EMP generator, which renders the ship half useless, if not totally useless. However, so far I haven't found a way to turn the EMP generator on from the co-pilot seat. I can turn the QED on, but when I enter the remote turret, I just couldn't find a way to turn the EMP generator on. I think I might need some help here. Last one is a Cyclone AA, which is a ground vehicle. Hull HP for the Cyclone AA is 5,000. It doesn't have any hardpoints, but it has 2 size 2 missiles. And the stealth range is less than 500 meters, just because it's a ground vehicle. It's less detectable. It has only 1 EMP generator and can do 1,000 EMP damage. The charge time is 12 seconds, but the cooldown time is only 6 seconds. The radius is 400 meters. And maybe we can put the Cyclone AA into some creative use. And I'm looking forward to test this in a later video. So this is it. The 6 EMP ships as well as vehicle. And just by looking at this data, the most effective EMP ship is no other than the Sabre Raven, just because it has 2 EMP generators. However, the Sabre Raven is a very rare ship, and especially now, it's really hard to get and it's very limited. Other than the Sabre Raven, the second place I think would be the Anvil Hawk. And next would be the Avenger Warlock. If you are considering maneuverability and speed, doing some stealth EMP attacks. Otherwise, you want to choose the Vanguard Sentinel because the EMP generators is more powerful and the Sentinel has better hull damage. Even though the cooldown takes 40 seconds, it's the longest. But as long as you have that hull HP, you can withhold that fight. Besides, 1 size 5 hard points and 4 size 2, it will give you some advantage to take down enemy's shield. And then last would be the Scorpius Antares. I really want to love the ship, but I guess I need to do more testings for the ship. I think if you have an alt account, this ship might be more useful. Unless you have another friend who are really bored of life, just sit there, hit the button. All right, Thomas, hit it. Now! Roger, roger. Bing. All right, Thomas, hit it again. Wake up, Thomas, wake up! Yep, unless it's that kind of a situation, you wouldn't want to use the Scorpius Antares. So this is it.